How's your day, bro?
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Just hanging out, sleeping a lot. I hate it, but that's overnights. Playing a
Yeah,
lot of Diablo. This is
yeah,
this we goofed a recording, and we were talking about Diablo for like 2 minutes on the last recording,
yeah.
and we
It
were
was
talking about
actually a
Diablo
great
4.
conversation too.
Dude, what? Oh,
Like it kind of
whatever.
sucks. Like your
But
cat kind of just ruined everything.
oh, dude, yeah, dude, absolutely gonna.
Which cat was it?
Dude, it was Frank, dude.
Frank?
Yeah,
Oh, naughty, naughty motherfucker, bro. I
yeah,
think you
but
gotta take the treats away. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro. No catnip. No catnip
Mm-hmm.
tonight, bro. But Diablo 4 though is I'm so excited for it. But I am nervous because it's going to be people are saying that it's going to be more modeled after Diablo 2,
I don't
which
understand why
is
though.
fine. Well, Diablo 2 was I think the more successful game. But I really
Yeah,
just think that it was the more successful game because it was the game that people grew up with.
literally. It was the
Like
first. It was the first one. Or not
I
the
never
first one, but
played
it was the
Diablo
first
2,
one.
so
Like, I used to play it when I was a kid,
I got
but like,
Diablo 2 Resurrected and I didn't like it, but
I didn't really like it as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm just going around fighting shit,
so
and it
same
kind of
thing.
got
You it
boring.
was just too much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah, you
just, and
probably
then
didn't
I
know how to
played Diablo
build.
3. Yeah, I mean, I was young, but like, and
Hmm.
then Diablo 3 came out, and I didn't really know how to build either, but I really liked playing the Demon Hunter. So what I would do is I would just fucking kill shit, and then just run dungeons and shit, or run the Nephilim rifts, and
Yeah.
it was hella fun. So
I
I
didn't know
really
about
hope
any of
like,
that. I think you took me in and you were like, "Let me show you how to grind this game." Was it you?
hmm yeah,
And
I
you
like,
like ran me through the story, and then we
mm,
got into an adventure mode, and I was like, "I don't know what any of this means." And then from adventure mode, you showed me the rifts.
hmm riffs, and then I think didn't I also show you the
And
vault?
you had me start on seasonal. The very first thing I ever
hmm
played was seasonal. Oh, this is something we didn't talk about on the last recording, which I was going to. The very first season I ever played, which still, actually, I think this is what you just said, which is still
Yeah,
my favorite season that I've ever played,
yeah, it was the
was the
elective mode
for
for
your Kanais.
yeah, Kunai Cube, yeah.
So you could put anything into any. So you have the three slots in Kanais, where you could. I know this is confusing if you don't play Diablo, but basically you have like magical items that drastically change the way that your character works. And these you can only equip so many items. You know, you got something for your arms, you got gloves, you got a helmet, whatever. You can actually pull these magical properties from these items and just directly apply it to your character. So you can
hmm
put gloves on that'll give you some kind of special power up. But then if you have another pair of gloves that also have a power up that you want, you can put it into this thing called Kanai's Cube, which will put it directly to your character. So you don't have to wear the gloves. You get the ability.
It
That's
also
basically how that
applies to
works.
like weapons, rings,
Yeah, it works
amulets.
for yeah, and the way they separate it is you have a weapon slot, a magical property from weapons slot, a magical property from armor slot, and then magical property from jewelry. And during this first season that I joined, they had a temporary rule in place, which they have for all seasons, a random temporary rule. And this one was that you could put like you could have all three of them be from weapons, and it just created some of the most interesting builds. But this was when I first joined the game and did not understand what seasonal mode was or anything like that. And so I got super invested. I played it. I built this super impressive character. Just the funnest experience gaming I've had it probably ever. I dived into that game harder than I'd ever dived into a game before. That was like
It
the
got
first
to the
time I
point where
got
you were
addicted to a
teaching
game.
me shit.
Oh yeah,
Like
I that was the
like
first
you
time I had
had
ever discovered like gaming addiction. Like
yeah, no, like seriously, like and this was all when COVID hit too.
yeah,
Like
this was
that was
COVID.
kind of like a that was kind of like our game. Like
Yeah, like I've
me
always been
and
a gamer, but when you are put into a situation where like
Nothing
there is
else
no
you can do but game.
Yeah, there is no life to be experienced other than gaming, and then you find this game that's just viciously addictive, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And the season ended, and I lost that character, or I didn't lose the character, but all of my build had become useless because it was based around the elective Kanai's cube mechanic, and dude, that was loss. Like,
Heartbreaking.
yeah, I didn't understand. I was so sad, and I was like, no fucking way. I started doing all this research,
time.
like, why, what happened, and I was like, and I figured out what seasonal is, and I was like, oh my god, I got pranked, and I hated it. I hated it so much, and I was like, okay, well, I have to play the next season, and the next season rolls around. And I still clearly didn't understand because I was like, I just want to use my elective Kanai's shit. And I hop in, and there is none of that. Instead, what the new gimmick of the season was that every 10 seconds, your character would, for 5 seconds, release some kind of elemental attack.
I didn't play that much of that season because I didn't really like that.
Garbage, dude. It was so garbage. And I was like... it was so I was so stunned to go from that to that, and
Yeah.
I think that actually is a reason as to why it is one of my favorite games, because the emotions that it made me feel were so intense. It was like your favorite artist saying that they're quitting music. It was like, oh my god, like
Dude,
it was devastating.
Ninetales, dude. I remember when we were young and Ninetales said, "I'm done," and then he came back.
Yeah, and everyone was telling me he's gonna come back. No one quits music, and I was like, no, he's gone.
But nah, dude, I know what you mean, because like that was my favorite season too. I think my second favorite season was when you could make your own like ancient item. You know what I'm saying?
They have that
Sanctified.
again right now. The one where you would go to the thing that you'd put in Kanai's, and it'd take you to that dark place where you'd run waves.
Oh, it gives
that
you,
what you're talking
it gives
about?
you the ancient crucibles. They give you that though. Is that
Yeah.
like, oh, did they make that like a fucking actual like mechanic?
No. It's just they're doing it again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it probably did so well.
It's
That might actually
so
make me play
good. I was
Diablo
just
again.
that's what I was just about to say, is the season that they're doing right now, and the way, and like the shit that they're doing right now is so good. Because I have, like, you know, your classic whirlwind barbarian build, and
Right.
it's so fun because the item, the thing that I've augmented, and the upgrade that it gives you for this build is it pulls people in when you use whirlwind. Like, that's
Oh,
so
that's your favorite
useful.
That's
Yeah.
your favorite thing, dude.
Yeah, because you don't have to do anything, dude. It's
just
awesome.
doing
You
it
just
for you.
run to the end, and it just kills everything. Ugh, what a satisfying game. What a good game, dude.
Seriously. Speaking of good game,
I was just about to say.
Hogwarts.
I was literally just about to say.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah, it's an
Holy
incredible
fuck.
game.
I cannot fathom it, dude. It's that good. Like,
Yeah,
I can't even like put into words how like actually good it is.
Yeah, the best way I can describe how good it is I have a pretty busy schedule, but even with the busy ass schedule that I have, the first day I bought this thing, I hit 10 hours. I neglected all of my responsibilities and I hit 10 hours. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do anything but play Hogwarts. My girlfriend hates this game.
Maybe she should play it, bro. And then she'll
I
realize,
know,
oh
I
my
know.
god. Wait
I
a
know.
minute. I'm a wizard. I'm a fucking witch, bro. This is crazy.
Dude, it's so
Like,
good.
I was saying this in the last recording, but like from the moment that you reach the end of a cutscene and you start playing the game, like in the intro specifically,
Mhm.
it goes from cutscene to gameplay so seamless, almost as if you were living the cutscene. You know what I'm saying?
Like no load screen?
no load screen.
Yeah,
To when you finish the first like couple cutscenes to when you get to start actually like moving around and playing the game.
yeah, it's definitely interesting that that for the first time in a long time, this game is actually properly optimized. I mean, you have to consider that it is like next generation graphics. They are
Yes.
pushing the limits, right? And that's,
Yes.
I feel like, something that people forget often. They're like, "Why are my frames so shit?" And I'm like, "Well, we've just hit an era. Usually it happens for, like every 5 years you get it for 1 year where new graphics cards drop or something
Yeah.
happens in the
This
tech world
happens.
that makes the gaming industry feel like they can do something revolutionary, and then they all start trying to do something revolutionary, and the technology all of a sudden has to catch up because the gaming industry's dreams are just a little too big. It just happens. It's just natural. It's just human shit. It's just like,
Yeah, bro.
oh,
It's
we can
just
we can make
us just
something
breaking
bigger.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
And
oh, we
this
can go
game
bigger. Yeah.
takes big to gigantic, dude.
Yeah, and it
Like,
is properly optimized. Like that's the thing is, sure you might have some frame drops here and there, but
I definitely do, but
yeah.
it's not for
But what graphics
extended
card do you have?
period. I have a 1660, and it's a very old graphics card, which is
See,
why I'm
yeah.
able to recognize, like, oh yeah, it's okay. Like, this makes sense. I had to lower my graphics, and I still get frame drops here and there, but I can always rely on my computer at least giving me 60 frames
And
consistently.
yeah, and that's the other thing is it has lots of options for optimization. So it has, I mean, if you have a high-end computer, it actually has ray tracing and everything. Like it really is a well-optimized game. It has, on because I'm on the PS5 and I'm on a 4K 120 hertz monitor, and I have like 6 different options for optimization, and one of them is like HDR like disabled, like uh performance, like that's like the highest performance is no HDR performance, and then there's just like performance mode, and then there's like balanced, and then there's fidelity, and then there's ray tracing fidelity. So there's 5 options. So yeah, it has ray tracing on it, and I'm like, that's fantastic, that's good. 5 options, that's good, and each one is like, like pretty different from the last. Like
Yeah, like
I put
it.
it on my TV
Mhm.
that's only 60 hertz, but it's 4K, and I put it to fidelity, and the frame rate was hurting my eyes. But on my on my monitor, it was working perfectly. And
Right.
so on my monitor, on my desk, I run it. I don't do the ray tracing because it does drop the frames quite a bit, even on the
Mhm.
PlayStation 5. Um, but I do run on fidelity mode, and it runs pretty flawlessly. But on my TV, it just kind of hurt my eyes. But I switched it over to performance, and again, it ran flawlessly. Like there's always an option that's gonna work for you.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna need to get a new graphics card for the ray tracing. But dude, like the gameplay itself is just like it's so satisfying. There's no other way I could put it. Like it's just a
Well, that's
satisfying game.
that's one of
Like
the biggest things in gaming. I think actually, I would say that word is probably one of the biggest things in gaming.
yeah,
One thing that every video game strives for is satisfying, right? I mean, you
yeah.
need
Like
that in order to continue playing the game. Every
like the
game,
sensation that I get from every single duel or even finishing puzzles doesn't
yeah,
like even finishing puzzles or slapping a key onto into a lock like all of it just feels so satisfying and rewarding, you know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely,
everything you do you are rewarded for it.
yeah,
And like it's so cool the way you learn spells, the way you learn how to plant things. You take herbology class, you take the stuff that you make from herbology class to potion making class, dude. Like, come on, that's sick as fuck, bro. You make potions and shit. You fucking are a wizard. You're
you
literally
haven't gotten
living
to
a.
beast class yet, have you?
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't gotten to that point.
Dude, just wait till you get animals.
And dude, you can Yeah, you could get animals. You could fucking ride a broom. There's a griffin.
Yeah,
that you
I
could
was gonna
ride,
say it's
bro.
not just brooms. You can ride the animals.
Like,
Not
dude,
all of them, but yeah, there's two animals. You can get a
the
flying one and a walking one.
they've just taken the idea of open world and just added magical to it, and just made Harry
Not
Potter
just magical. It's that
like
childlike magic. It's that
literally.
it's what
It's
Harry
that
Potter thrives
fantasy.
off of. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's the
feeling like you're
fantasy. It's
young.
the
Yeah.
yeah, because like you're going like your character's 15 years old. This
Yeah,
is
and
like
it's awesome.
150 years from like when like
All the
uh
events from the Harry Potter series.
yeah,
Yeah, it's about 150 years in the future, and it's
and
cool.
you
You meet a
get
lot
so
of
much.
people's ancestors.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people ancestors, and then you also like you delve deep into some like serious lore about like certain people
And
that
they really do it justice.
hmm
It's not
they're finally adding on to the ancient magic.
yeah,
They're
it's
capturing
better.
the idea of ancient magic.
It's a better and more fleshed out story than Fantastic Beasts. If you were looking for more Harry Potter content, this is it. Like not even if you were looking for a Harry Potter video game, like none of that. Literally just if you were looking for more Harry Potter content, this is it. Like
Literally,
they
the
even have
story
an
is a movie. Is a movie itself.
yeah, they even have a difficulty option to make it so that it is just a story. I mean, there's still gameplay to it, solving puzzles and whatnot, but it definitely someone who doesn't play video games can get this and enjoy it.
I've always wondered, how can we take spellcasting and make it in a way that makes sense for combat?
Yeah, and how do we make
And
it satisfying?
how do we make it satisfying, and how do we accomplish that with like almost no flaws? And
Yeah,
Hogwarts
and
does
in a
that.
teen game, so with limited violence.
Yeah. Hogwarts does that. I mean, not really though, because there is a spell that you use since you know ancient magic. Like that's very apparent, even in the trailer. Like you're seeing traces
Yeah,
of ancient magic.
ancient magic is like yeah. I'm pretty sure it's new to this story that like it's not originally part of Harry Potter that I can
Right.
recall, but it's essentially just a special kind of magic that your character can like tap into, which is the plot of the game. You discover this in the intro of the game. And it is very compelling. It is leading to some very compelling plot points. It's awesome. I love it.
But with the combat, it's not so violent, but it's also pretty fucking violent. Like
Well, yeah, but it's like cartoon violence, which is
yeah,
what
like
T
you're
games can
slamming
have.
you're slamming people on the ground,
Or
you're
chopping their head off with a stone axe, but there's no
yeah,
blood.
but there's
It's like
but there's stone like
statues, yeah.
statue that are enchanted to attack you.
Or when you
Uh,
you fill someone up with energy and like literally like make them explode and like pop. And if
Yeah,
it was a
that
game
one. I
like
was literally gonna talk about that one, bro.
yeah, and if it was a game like Doom, that would be a gory mess, and it would be
Yeah.
awesome. But
It'd be fucking
in this
rad,
game,
but
it's just
but
like
the
purple
way
magic.
Hogwarts captures it. It makes you go back and feel like you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? It makes
Yeah,
you
it's
feel
that
like
it's that
this is
young
like,
magic.
yeah, like this is like a medieval game. This is what I wanted to be in. Like,
And I
this
feel
is
like
what I want real life to be, basically.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is I feel like this game kind of capitalizes off of like self-insertion. You know, like wanting like looking at this and fantasizing about it being your own life and stuff. You know what I mean?
And that's why I love this game, because like you can kind of like make your character look like you.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
and just the major role play components, like
Yeah, you
everything
get to
around
learn-
the castle is interactable, or not just the castle, the whole world. You will come across like plates with cookies, and you can just eat the cookies, and you will come across tea, and
Drink
it's
the
cool. The
tea.
tea will like pour itself, and then you'll like have yourself a cup of tea, and it's awesome. I love it.
There's like a globe that you can walk up to and tap with your wand, and it starts spinning around. Or you could
Hmm.
tap this well in the school itself, and it starts spinning those little mermaids around.
Yeah, and there's like a statue, and you can break it, and then at one point you get a spell to repair things, and you can just go around breaking stuff and then putting it back together. Like for why? Because you're in a Hogwarts. That's why. Like there's no reason. It's your world. You get to mess with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's like they took open world and they fucking ran with it, bro.
I feel like people, or I read something that someone said in a comment section of a video I was watching, and it just made so much sense. They said that this game, the reason why it feels so open world, is because they're not pretending like the map size is a whole country. They're just
Right.
they're just the middle of it is the castle, and you have like a decent sized valley of space to roam around in. But they're not going to pretend like it's a whole country and you can go from East Coast to West Coast. That's not how it works.
Right.
And that's why it feels so big and so alive, is because they are actually acknowledging the space that they have. Like that castle is massive and it's so seamless. Like in my head, there has to be some kind of loading screen from the outside to the inside. They would have to make it through some kind of camera magic be a little bit smaller, and then you go inside, and then they load you into a new level where it can actually be the size they need it to be or something.
Right.
But it's incredible. It really is just there. You get on your
And it's
broom in the courtyard, which is in the middle of the school. You fly up straight up over the walls of the school and out and over into the village of Hogsmeade, land and walk into the like shop full of like toys and stuff, because that shop is so goofy to go into. And the whole time, no loading screens, like just seamless travel. Dude, it's gorgeous too. Like just you're flying over these
Yeah, dude.
beautiful landscapes, and you're just like,
God.
yeah, oh my
Even
god,
on
it's
low
incredible.
graphics, bro. Even on low graphics, it still looks amazing.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
like
the castle, just the absolute size.
it's so
of
detailed.
the castle
Like
and
the
stuff. Yeah.
rooms are insane. The way you interact with certain puzzles and shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so
The
beautiful.
stained
It's
windows
remarkable.
and stuff, and like
Yeah.
the art on the ceilings and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
and like you have
wild.
paintings talk to you and everything. Like you walk around and they like talk to you.
Yeah,
Or
one
you
of the
have this
funniest things
fucking
I've seen in video
poltergeist
games in
that,
a long
like
time.
roams around and like fucks with you.
Yeah, one of the funniest things I'd seen in video games in a long time was when you see the two statues next to each other, and one of them is like humming, and the other one just like pulls out his axe and starts like absolutely murdering the guy
Oh,
that was
yeah.
humming.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's incredible. You just can
No,
sit there and
and-
watch them beat each other up, and
And
it's just
there's
so
like these
weird.
gargoyles that talk to you. They're like fucking quipping. They're just saying some random shit.
Mhm.
And they're like bantering. Like, oh yeah, you all find the fucking thing like this. It's like it's funny, bro. Like
Yeah.
and I've always said this, like people always dog on like the British accent, but like
I love it. I'm enjoying
like
playing
the
a
way
game with
Harry Potter does it, it's gentle. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
proper. Like the way your character
Elegant.
talks is just so proper and like so
Mm.
gentle. Like Repelio, like it just feels so
yeah, it's
so
it's
nice, dude.
You gotta watch the Harry Potter movies. I know you
I do.
said it's been a
I
long
do.
time. You would love it.
Yeah, I do. Like I remember loving it as a kid and wanting to read the books, but you
The
know,
books are pretty good too. I had just recently read them. I have not. I'm not a reader, but
yeah, me neither.
or I
That's-
didn't read
that's the
them.
problem I have.
My girlfriend read that. Listened to them on audiobook. I listened to some of it with her. She was giving me the rundown as it was going. You
Mhm.
know, I'm not a reader, dude. I can't do it. I got too much going on in my mind. It's tough, but
Yeah.
Something
No.
that is really interesting about, and I'm seeing a lot of complaints about it, but I'm personally having a lot of fun with it, is the Merlin trials. Uh,
I've never done those. I have
Dude, you
yet
got
to
to
do
do something
those.
because people are complaining because you got to like you kind of like once you unlock them, you kind of just have to go and grind them out, which I'm surprised you haven't ran into this issue. There's such a limited amount of inventory space,
Yeah, I've kind of noticed, and I'm
and
like
that's how you get more.
regretting a little bit because like I'd be in like a certain area and I wouldn't know how to like go back to it to like reloot. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of
Yes.
like I was like, all right, well I'll just destroy items that are like not worth that much. Like the I just destroyed certain items,
Yeah,
and it
it's
kind of sucks
tough.
because I could have sold them
Hmm.
and actually got use out of them instead of
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
destroying them.
So the Merlin
But
trials are pretty important for that.
yeah, but what I'm really like grateful about though is that like once you unlock something, like the transmog for it is there. And like dude, I love the drip in this game. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
cool.
think that you can make your character so styling.
Yeah, bro.
Hearing that people are not liking the cosmetics in this game, I'm just like, I don't know. It's so Harry Potter. I'm like, did
First
you
of
like the
all,
source material? Did you like the way they dressed in the movies? Did you like the way,
first
you
yeah,
know?
first of all,
Because it
they
is.
gotta recognize they're not gonna have fucking like hoodies or like
Yeah,
jeans
streetwear.
or like streetwear like that or like Nikes. No, this is set in 18 fucking hundreds, let alone
In the wizarding
fucking
world.
in a wizarding world. Yeah.
Uh,
Do you think wizards are running around dripped up in fucking VVS diamonds and fucking iced out watches and a fucking Louis Vuitton hoodie? No. They're running around with fucking fine leather vests with a fucking
yeah, and they're gonna
overcoat
look
that's
kind of
made out
goofy
of cloth.
sometimes. Like
Yeah,
if you look back at the 1800s of real life, you see people wearing like you see dudes wearing like poofy dresses. Like what was that? I don't know. That's what it was.
that's what it was. Like, you're not gonna get fucking, like, quote unquote, like, hype beast drip, bro. Like, that's
Yeah,
just
it's
not
just
how it
not gonna be
goes.
there.
It's
I
not
don't know
gonna be
what people
there.
were expecting, but it is very Harry Potter. It's very much, robes and gowns from your house or whatever. Or I was wearing the dark art stuff for a long time, and so they kind of have the poofy sleeves. So
Hmm.
and I think that that kind of looks stupid, pilgrimy, whatever. But it's Harry Potter, and I embraced it, and I was like, that looks badass in this world. In this world, that's badass.
Right.
So I slapped on my dark arts scarf and hat that like are animated and they move.
Yeah,
Got
dude, that's
got
just
like cool
sick.
gloves. I put on some sunglasses. Like my guy looked pretty badass for a little while. Now I've got him in like I got like an outfit that uh looks like like it was at one point a proper outfit, and now the guy just got home. Like the tie
Hmm.
is all loosened up, the sleeves are rolled up, the shirt's untucked, and then I got like a trench coat, like a leather trench coat, and no hat or anything. I sent a picture in the Discord, but I was saying I feel like I look like a detective from like an '80s movie or something,
Right.
So,
Yeah, that makes
and I'm just
sense.
like, that's cool. That's a cool aesthetic. It feels right in this world. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
no,
you can also go full goofy. They give you really
literally.
goofy cosmetics.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I just like the way they do the transmog because that's what I was like worried about. I'm like, I don't want my
So
dude
so
looking
flawless, so
goofy.
seamless. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super. It's just like it makes sense because like if you're a fucking wizard and you can change what a table looks like, sure you're able to change what type of clothing you're wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And
it's
in games like this, I can just never be bothered to look at my cosmetics. I'm not looking at my character. I'm looking at the game. I just don't care. Like in Horizon, which is another third person open world game I've been playing a lot of, I just don't care. I changed the way that my character looked once, and I just haven't touched back on it. I just don't care. It kind of works the same way that it does in this game, but I just don't care. I don't know why, but in Hogwarts Legacy, they just make you care. It just, without even thinking about it. Like, it's not like one of those things where it's like, it feels like a chore where you're like, oh, now I have to go and change the way my character looks. You just kind of care. You just kind of like, you know, you just are putting on some armor because you have to put on clothes. At the end of the day, you gotta put on clothes.
And
You're slapping
going to
on.
be seeing your character.
Yeah, you're slapping on all these
cutscene.
clothes and stuff, and so you just naturally are gonna be like, but I liked those sunglasses more. And then you go back and you change it, and changing it is like it couldn't be more of a seamless like UI interaction. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's no like, are you sure? There's no confirmation windows. It's like very,
It
very,
just
very
does it.
seamless. Yeah, I don't.
It
There's
just
no
does
better
it.
way to explain it.
Some
There,
like one time I was like trying to do it and I didn't know if I like did it properly because of how seamless it was.
yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
There's but it is just like you just are dressing your. It's like making or changing the way a sim looks, which is again just part of the game. When you're playing Sims, you just naturally are like, oh, I got to change the way this looks.
Yeah, like
Like that's the game. Well, why are you playing Sims if you're not going to change the way shit looks? Why are you playing Harry Potter if you're not going to dress up your character? Like it just is the game. You just are going to do that. You feel
right.
compelled to do
Like
that.
it's part of the game. Like
Yeah.
it's almost as if like that's part of the story. Like
Yeah,
you're seeing your character grow into something like magnificent by the
yeah,
clothes
that's a
he's wearing.
great way to put it though. It does feel like part of the story. Like the story wouldn't move forward if you weren't putting on new outfits. That really does
Yeah.
feel like how it is. Yeah.
Because like
it
you'd
just
see,
is part of
like,
it.
Like obviously, like in Harry Potter, you'd see him mainly in his like his robes, right? Like his robe.
Yeah,
as he was
but
in class.
but sometimes
I remember in Deathly Hollows though, like he was in different clothing,
and
like
also
it was very
like
noticeable.
when he went into the Goblet of Fire, he was wearing his Gryffindor coat and stuff, and like that was
Yeah.
it was like his
And that's
game,
important. That
like
was
his game
important.
jersey kind of, and it looks
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it was important because that was that's like that captures the story.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it,
It was like
it
his
reels
jersey.
you in a
Yeah.
little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it like gives you a sense that he's prideful in what he is. Like he's a Gryffindor. He's going to take that to his heart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And you
And-
get to do that. You get to put on
Yeah.
your I'm Slytherin. I get to put on my Slytherin robe or whatever, and
Yeah, bro. They give you a fucking gold robe off rip. They give you a gold trim robe if you're Gryffindor off rip. I'm sure fucking Slytherin gets their like silver or like a really nicely trimmed robe as well as like Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw.
yeah, I don't remember.
And-
I paid for the deluxe, so I got the dark art stuff. So I
Mhm.
immediately put that on.
Yeah, I really liked repping what house I was though because like and honestly like I might start doing it but like I wasn't doing it before and it kind of ruined my immersion but like I might like during certain classes like I'm gonna put my clothes on like my
That's
my
yeah,
jersey
that's a
and
good point
stuff.
because I was just about to say
'Cause,
it
like-
definitely has bugged me, especially like watching streamers and stuff play it. They
Yeah.
will oftentimes go for a goofy kind of outfit,
Right.
Because they give you, the ghost, the poltergeist that is flying around, the one who sings the song outside of the bathrooms. You know what I'm talking about? He's like the main
Peeves?
ghost.
That you're talking about Peeves?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he has like the goofy. He's like
got
a
that-
clown almost.
Yeah, and he's
Like
got
a jester.
the hat, like
Yeah.
the knight
Yeah,
cap
fuck that
or
guy.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's super annoying. But you can get that hat. You can get that hat.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
have it.
I don't remember how you get it, but I did end up getting it.
You just find
And
it.
like I was watching a streamer and he had like that and like some goofy glasses on and like he was dressed up super goofy. And every cutscene it would just be
Bothering.
like that,
It's like,
and I was just like, oh my god,
dude,
this is
that's
so weird.
Trash. It's so trashy.
And like there was that scene where you meet that girl in the bar and she's like, oh, a new face, and you like turn. And when she was like, oh, like a new face, haven't seen you, and he turns and he's wearing a mask so you can't even see his face and he just like ominously stares at her. It's pretty funny the way it like keeps your cosmetics and cutscenes.
Right.
It can be pretty funny, but it can pull you out of the immersion. If you're going for immersion, That was a great idea. Like changing your outfit if you're going into class. I mean, treat it like you're at school, and we all know that Hogwarts has a dress code. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
that's
it's
like a
like
great way to build immersion, and it doesn't feel clunky.
no,
Like
like
that's another
you
thing.
literally like you can do it so quick. You just
Uh
like
huh.
click go, click go, click go, click go, click go, and then
Yeah.
you're done. And then you just play the game. And like I don't know, I just like the idea of like going to class in your like school outfit. You got a little scarf on. Like obviously like you can keep your scarf and your hats on. Like you don't have to remove those cuz like
Not against the dress code. Yeah.
yeah, it's not against the dress code. Like as long as you're wearing your robes, like that could be the only thing that you change, and like you'd be fully immersed because like you're repping your set, bro. You're
Yeah,
repping
it
your
just
house.
feels better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then right after class, take it off and put on some fucking dripped out coats. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I
But
think the customization's really dope.
yeah, but the thing that really just has me shocked, I think we are all kind of expecting this to not be actually be the worst part of the game, and somehow it's the best. The combat, like seriously, was thinking about it for weeks before this game came out. How are they gonna manage to get wizard combat in a video
Like
game
it wouldn't
to
make sense.
feel satisfying? You want each hit to pack a punch. You want there to be a reason to fight people. You want there to be, I mean, the one argument or the one thing that's a little disappointing maybe, which honestly I don't even know how much of this is even an issue with the developers, but there's not a whole lot of like um difference amongst like variety amongst enemies that you fight, which
Yeah,
I'm just like in Harry Potter, like in the source material, there's only so many bad guys
yeah,
that
you
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 can
got, and
fight.
they're all poachers. That's what they're called. Like they're
Well,
poachers.
no, like in the source material, there's like like the you had the Death Eaters, which or not, yeah, you had like the Death Eaters, which are like Voldemort's like boys,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just wizards. And in this game, you have that. You have dark wizards or poachers or stuff, something like that. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then you would also have like the why am I blanking on the name? The black ghost spooky guys that suck the soul from Harry Potter. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know their name.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the name, but I think they are going to be in this game at some point because
Right.
they are in the trailer. I know you just watched that. They are in the
Mhm.
trailer for a split second,
Right.
but we haven't seen them yet. So that reduces the variety. So far, just poachers. There's spiders in the movie, which we have in the game, which makes sense. Trolls, which makes sense.
There's goblins,
And
but
goblins, but the
I
goblins
don't think
pretty much
goblins
just
weren't in the
behave
movie.
like poachers, huh?
I don't think the goblins were in the movie.
No, well, goblins are in the movie, but they're never bad like that in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
The goblins are the guys at the bank in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just not. They're just the like creepy side characters. But I guess that makes sense, right? They're just like another civilization of people, and there's a bad boy. So you just have your villains like Harry Potter, which makes sense because there was nothing special about them. They were just wizards with bad intentions, which you
Right.
have in this game. So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Is like the source material only had so much variety already.
Right. And it's
I'm sure
not like
I'm sure I'm missing some, but I'm just like, you get my
what.
point. There's really not
Yeah.
a lot
What
to work with
confused
already.
me was centaurs, because like I remember centaurs are kind of like racist to the human race.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah. Actually, yeah, you're
but
right. So they're not. Yeah, they're not bad boys, but they don't like
they
humans. Or it's
yeah.
more like they don't like anything that is in their area. That's basically
Right.
it. They are like territorial. Like so,
Yeah.
uh, in the books and the movies, they at one point they end up teaming up with the students at Hogwarts because their home is being threatened. Like they don't want anything to do with the humans or wizards or anything like that,
Hmm.
but their home is being threatened. So you have an Avatar moment where they team up with the people to try to save the trees.
talking Avatar like the blue people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Save the trees, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of their that's kind of their motive as a race.
Okay.
Is we just want to be left alone and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining that at some point, I don't think they'll be hostile. I think they will be like a part of the plot. Like I don't think that we're gonna be out like fighting randomly on the road a group of centaurs, but I think that at some point they'll be a part of the plot.
Right. But no, I think it's really cool the way you learn spells. You know what I'm saying?
Like the tracing it.
Yeah, you have to trace it out. And I haven't gotten to it yet, but you said like in Harry Potter, like the movie, Hermione was telling Ron like, no, it's swoosh and flick.
Yeah. When you're doing the
And it does that
Wingardium
for Wingardium
Leviosa,
Leviosa, right?
and they're lifting
Yeah.
up a feather, and I think his name is Neville. Makes the feather burst into flames and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and Hermione's getting all high and mighty about how it's swish and flick, and the teacher keeps repeating it. It's just it was kind of an iconic moment, and and playing through the game, you go to learn Wingardium Leviosa, and up on your screen comes up a shape that's like a big U, and then a line straight down. So swish and then flick, and it just it was so awesome. It was such a exciting moment. My child brain came through, and I was like, yes, it's swish and flick. Yes.
It's always been. They
It
didn't
was so
veer off of
exciting.
that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah. Okay, to go back onto the customization though, the room of requirement.
I was
though.
just about to talk about this. Yes, it's so
Dude.
cool. One of the coolest parts of the game, in my opinion.
Like you're playing Sims now. You're literally playing
And just wait
Sims
till you
now.
get pets, dude. Like seriously, it's
Like-
in the room of requirement.
And
So.
and I do want to make this apparent. Like it's not gonna be as complex as Sims.
It's not.
You're not making your own house, but you're making your own house. Like you're decorating your own house.
It's a
like,
room, but it is. No, it's not a. It's a series of rooms, but it's inside Hogwarts, right? So.
Does it get bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you rooms end up being added as you require new things. So like when you get the animals, your character is going to pull out like a little like Hot Wheels looking like greenhouse. Like it's a pocket greenhouse, and you set it on the floor and it grows into a full-sized greenhouse in your room of requirement. And the door
That's so
opens up
cool.
and it opens
So
up
it's like
into like a pocket universe. It's so cool. You
Okay.
go in and the goblins literally like this is like a small little vivarium for your pets. Like it's like a pocket universe for your
Right.
that you
That's
deposit your
so
pets into.
fucking
And you
cool,
go in
dude.
and it's cool. You like click on them and it has like this whole effect where it like close up focuses in on the pets. So with the high graphics and everything, and just with how good the game looks and everything, literally those animals are cuter than my cats, bro. It is absurd. They're so adorable, and they're so well animated, and it is just ridiculous. If you've seen, I don't think you've seen Fantastic Beasts, have you? If anyone
No, but
listening
I'll
to
tell you
this has
what
seen
the-
it,
I'll tell
Huh?
you what I have found though. They're like these weird like spotted animals that look like beans, and they have like moo something. I think they're like moo sprouts or whatever, and they're just fucking weird, bro. Like they just look like beans. They have like pug eyes. You know what I'm saying?
are you talking about the moon calves?
Yes.
The
Dude, those
things that look
things.
like dogs, like little like space dogs.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're sick.
They're
That's what I
like
was gonna say. Is if
bees,
you had ever
dude.
seen here, I'm gonna drop this in the Discord real fast because I want you to know what I'm talking about right now from the movie. I'm gonna show you a little clip from Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic. But it is awesome when you start to get these animals, because when you click on them, it like focuses in on them, like I was saying. So you get to just kind of like sit there and look at them. You can name them, feed them, pet them, and everything. Like it's so goofy, dude. It's just like being
I
able to
love
hang out
how
with
you
these.
can name them, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah, like it's a whole like pet situation. It's awesome.
and here's what I'm like. Here's why I love this game so much. Is because in the years that it was in development, we had no clue that this game was about to exist. Like, I'd say about a year ago, like word and like rumors about it started like rising. Like, yeah, this is gonna be a thing, and then it was confirmed, and then like I feel like they started pushing development even further and like faster last year, and like they still hit, dude. Cause like the same thing kind of happened to Cyberpunk. And I said this to my friend Russ earlier. Yo, yeah, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
See,
dude,
that's
those
the scene
things,
from the
bro.
movie.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, bro. But I was saying this to my friend Russ, but like you can easily compare this to like Cyberpunk, because like Hogwarts is what Cyberpunk wanted to be in
Yeah,
its
it
own
was
universe,
supposed to be. I
obviously.
was gonna say,
Like
let's be
that's what it
careful with
was.
that though, because
It's what it was supposed to be in its own universe. Like I'm not
yeah,
saying that fucking Cyberpunk needed magic. No, it's fucking science. Like it's
it's
science, not
the
magic.
immersion, it's the world building, it's
Exactly.
like
Like
how you can do a quest for a character. Okay, so like a shopkeeper will be like, "Hey, I'll give you a deal on an item if you go and grab this thing for me." And then you're
right.
like, "Okay, I'll do that." And you go and you grab the thing, and it'll be an ingredient for a potion that's like kind of hard to make or something. And so now
Right.
you can go back to him and you're faced with the decision that you yourself have to actually make. Do you want to give him the ingredient and get a discount on an item? Or do you want to keep the ingredient? And then you go to him and you're like, hey, so I found that ingredient, but guess what? I'm going to keep it. Figure out your own problems.
Mhm.
Now that shopkeeper will actually stop selling to you. Now they'll be mad at you and they'll be like, well, you can't buy from me anymore. You're an asshole.
Mhm.
Or you can do the same thing with students in the school. They will ask you for a favor of some kind, and then you can just punk them and do the favor, and then just punk them and be like, I'm actually going to keep this now. Like
Mhm.
they'll have you retrieve something, and you're just like, I'm gonna keep it now. Or like someone was like, hey, I have like this burning curiosity, and I'm a Slytherin, so I kind of took it upon myself to be an asshole. I think it's hilarious, but
Huh.
this one student was like, hey, I have this like burning like curiosity to know what the hell this puzzle is. There was like some puzzle, and she was like, I really want to know what it is. Can you solve it and then come back to me? And I went and I solved the puzzle, and I came back to her and I was like, hey, I solved the puzzle. And she's like, oh, that's so exciting. What was it? And I told her, I'm not going to tell you. And she was so mad. And now every time I walk past her in the hall, she literally calls out to me. She'll be like, you're just a know-it-all. Like, you're no better than, I
You're
don't
just
know.
a know-it-all Slytherin type
No
shit.
better than Glenda Brevenhall or some stupid wizard name, And like she literally like every time I walk past her will make some kind of quip about how I'm an asshole for not telling her my secrets. And that's just so cool. People
Yeah.
were complaining about how the characters don't really react to a whole lot. You can't just stop and talk to any NPC. You can't. There's no dialogue options just for any random NPC. There has to
I
be
kind of
like
like that
a
though.
side quest. Yeah, because or like if you bump into them, there is no, hey, watch where you're going. But yeah, I think that they did that on purpose because they had to trade some of that in order for them to bring in more immersion. And
Right.
that sounds counterintuitive, but I, I'm just like that development, the students walking past me in the halls and quipping at me that I'm an asshole for not telling them stuff, or a part of the school is off limits for just one day because of maintenance or something, so there are no students in that part of the school or something like that. Like, or Quidditch was banned this year, so there are no students playing Quidditch, and there are at points in this game people practicing Quidditch out on the field, but you'll notice that isn't happening right now because in the game there is no Quidditch this season, so there's no practicing going on. And like you will see these developments happen in the world in real time. And I think that in order for them to give us that, they had to trade in the more basic, rudimentary, hey, watch where you're going type of interaction that you have, because that actually isn't that immersive.
No,
in what
it's kind of annoying.
realm are you bumping into people in the hallway and every single one of them, first of all, stop bumping into people, you asshole. But second of all, every single one of them are going, hey, watch it, and then just just keeping going. In the real world, you'd get punched, or 90% of the people wouldn't say anything, or you just wouldn't be walking through a hallway like that. Like, that's not immersion.
Yeah,
and
no,
being able to
if
talk to
anything, I'm
literally
avoiding to
anyone.
bump into people.
Yeah. And being able to literally just talk to someone on the side of the street, and they're just like, I like bikes. Do you like bikes? That's not immersion. No one has ever just stopped me and talked to me about bikes and then gone on with their day. And then never to speak ever again, unless I was at a bike shop. Like, it's just crazy to me. I'm like, that's not immersion. Like, the way that they have done this is way more immersive, and you would know that if you just played it. That's what's crazy to me, is it feels immersive when
And
people
the
are
thing
like,
is, like, it's still immersive, and people will still quip at you. You know what I'm saying?
but like,
'Cause, like,
developmentally, like
Yeah, because
character
you
will
do these
have a
side
reason
quests. You have to
quip
do
at
these
you.
side quests. Like, there's this side quest where you help this kid out by retrieving something, and you give it back to him, and like, it's so he can gain reputation with all the class because everyone's making fun of him, calling him a pussy and shit.
literally,
And so-
yeah, he's like, everyone's saying that I'm, a pansy or something. He like literally
Yeah.
says like, they're insulting me, and he's like, I need
Yeah.
your help so I can get my reputation back.
And so when you help him, and you actually help him, and you're not like a dick, and you're like, you need to figure it out. Like, you just do it because it's like the right thing to do, right? Well, everyone figures it out, and they like, word goes like, this is like said in like a line. It says words go around quick in Hogwarts. So, like, I was walking upstairs, and this guy said, Duncan has to pay you a lot of respect for what you did for him. And I'm like, I literally said this out loud. Fucking damn right, that motherfucker's a bitch.
I literally
walked
had
away,
said this.
dude.
I had said this before earlier. I don't remember who I said it to, but I've never talked out loud so much to myself while playing a game than with
Literally,
this game. Like,
bro.
I feel like I need to respond. People will say something to me, and I'll be like, bitch, what? That was so rude. Like, people are rude in this
Yeah.
game as fuck, and I'm constantly just, like, saying something out loud. Like,
Shut
like
the
watch
fuck
your
up.
mouth. Yeah. But it's
No,
probably because my character has been so rude, so people are mean to me, but...
And bro, I can only imagine what this game is going to be like if it has like a successful VR port.
that
Like,
would be
think
fucking
about
crazy.
that, dude.
I
That
mean,
would be fucking
I don't
insane.
know how. I don't know if they're ever going to do that. But if any
No.
company was going to, if I could trust anyone to do a good VR game, it's now officially this company. I know they haven't
Yeah.
ever shown that they can do anything VR, but they've shown that they are passionate about Harry Potter games, and that's what we need.
Literally, bro. I honestly think that even if they were to make the Harry Potter movies like new Harry Potter games, they could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, even then, I feel like they could even go back further from where we're at now, because there's so much lore behind it.
Well, I was talking to you about this, and I think it's a great thing to bring up here on the podcast. There is, and this is all purely speculation, but God, if it doesn't make so much damn sense. The way that the world has been set up in this game, we have the perfect... Okay, so there's already a DLC tab. It currently does not lead anywhere, but there's already a tab on the main menu that says like download additional content. Yeah. So we already know to expect additional content, which I'm totally okay with. Develop some awesome stuff for me to pay extra money for that will make this game even better.
Yeah.
I'm so
you
with
can
that.
Even further development.
Yeah, I'm so with that. and I have a pretty good idea of what the DLC is going to roll out as. I think that the first thing that they're going to roll out is Quidditch. I think that they have teased Quidditch a lot. I think that they told people that Quidditch was not going to be a part of the game to stir people up. I think that the game is that it's written into the game that Quidditch will not be going on because they intend to bring it in. And I know, and like I had said, there is already clips of like people like practicing Quidditch on the field. Like as you get further on in the game, I think at some point, the headmaster actually revokes the Quidditch ban. Like that would be my assumption because you do start to see people like practicing Quidditch on the field and whatnot. And so I think that the first DLC that they're going to be introducing is going to be Quidditch, so we can have some kind of Quidditch tournament or something. Hopefully, this introduces some kind of online multiplayer. That's what I'm hoping for. I think
that's what they would do is like having an online multiplayer with Quidditch.
Yeah, I think that somewhere, but either before that or right after that, they are also going to attempt to introduce some kind of online dueling. I'm not as sure about that, but I think that's something that they would definitely do. But the thing that I am confident in is I'm definitely confident that Quidditch will come. And then following that, I think that they're going to do a Goblet of Fire DLC because they actually have the tent, like the Goblet of Fire tent that the tournaments like take place in this world that you can go and find. And I think that there actually is a point in the game where you will be entering the tent for some reason. They hold dragons and stuff in there, and like in the trailer you can actually see them going into the tent. You just watch the trailer. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a part where there's a small little tent and they go inside of it, and when the door opens, it's massive inside. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's how it's. That's why I theorize that they will at some point introduce Goblet of Fire, and that would be an incredible quest line. Like seriously, because it's I don't know if you know what the Goblet of Fire is, but it was like the Wizard Olympics.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it would be like this massive tournament that you would go through. So Quidditch is like sports, and then the Goblet of Fire is like
Wizardry.
a full gauntlet. Yeah, like a full challenge. And then I think that one last thing that they could introduce, and this is seriously so cool and it would make so much sense, is they could introduce a DLC for the creation of the rebel group that's the Order of the Phoenix. It's like the rebellion group that Harry Potter joins to fight like Voldemort underneath the government's nose, kind of. You know what I mean? It's just like a little rebel group. And they could definitely give us a quest line that is the introduction, the creation of the Order of the Phoenix, because the guy, I'm pretty sure about this. I'm 99% sure. I could be wrong, and I just look stupid, but we're an hour into the podcast, so I'm going to say it. I'm pretty sure that the headmaster is the guy that created the Order of the Phoenix. So
Professor Black?
Yeah. Or, the headmaster, I forget his name, but yeah, Headmaster Black. I'm pretty sure canonically he's the guy that started the Order of the Phoenix. So the only reason that they would do that, put us in this exact moment in history, is if they were going to give us the Order of the Phoenix. That makes so much sense.
Right.
Like, I feel like it does actually all add up. All of the components are already there.
Literally.
We have everything we need for Quidditch, and it makes so much sense as far as, like, publicity goes because of the way that they've talked about it. It seems like they're underhand teasing, like, some kind of Quidditch at some point.
Right.
And then, of course, you have the tent for the Goblet of Fire already in the game, and then you have a massive character already in the game. So I'm just like that. We could definitely go somewhere with this. And all of this is all tied together because we already see a DLC window there. They already have a plan for DLC.
When did Voldemort like arise? Like when does he come in? What year?
He is like he could be Harry Potter's dad. So, not like 100 years after where we're at now.
Okay.
Not 150 years after where we're at now, but about 100 years after where we're at now.
Okay.
Yeah. Voldemort was a student at Hogwarts, and he was taught, or he was there while Hagrid was there, and Hagrid was younger, definitely, but he still looks like Hagrid. I'm talking about the films here. And then also Dumbledore is there while Voldemort is at school.
So,
And
like,
Dumbledore
Voldemort's
is an
the dark
old
and
man.
Dumbledore is like...
So Dumbledore is still an old man, so it's definitely closer to Harry Potter's time.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because Fantastic Beasts is like the early 90s, I'm pretty sure. Or the early 1900s, I'm pretty sure. And that would make... And Dumbledore in those films is a young man, so...
Why does Voldemort look the way he does?
Because he has died and brought himself back to life multiple times. Yeah.
Wow.
He used to be a normal kid, just with, evil intentions.
Right.
Because that's what it is. That's what there is no reason that he's a big bad. He just was dedicated to his craft and taught himself a lot of powerful magic, and he just happened to be a bad dude who decided to use the powerful magic for not good. Like, I don't know how deep you are into the story, and I don't want to spoil anything, obviously, but there is the stuff in Harry Potter where you can see people's memories through the liquid in that like pool, and you see a few of them throughout the story, at least from where I'm at so far. But there is one that you see that shows a girl, the last person to be able to wield ancient magic, and there's a moment where they explain to her that the magic that she is able to wield is very powerful, and that she needs to learn how to like control it and whatever, and that it could be very dangerous in the wrong hands, that it could be like unlimited power or something. And they are explaining this to her, probably imagining that she'll be like, yes, I'll use it responsibly. But then the scene ends with her just giving them like a sly look and being like, so you're saying I'm like the most powerful one here, basically? Like you can see it in her face. She's like, oh, so I'm the strongest one here, so I could fuck all of you up. Like,
right.
She's just got evil intentions. Like, she is in the exact same boat as you. She's a student that found out that she could wield ancient magic, and her intentions happen to be evil. And so I think that there will actually be multiple endings to this game. I think that because they said that you could choose to be good or evil, and so far I have not seen that, but they said they claimed that was going to be a part of the game, and so far no one has said, hey, why is this not part of the game? So it's probably still part of the game, which means that there's probably going to be multiple endings. Right. And this is all speculation. I'm trying really hard not to look at any videos or anything. I'm trying to go in blind all the way to the end. No spoilers.
Me too.
Me too. So I could be totally wrong and talking out of my ass. People already know this, but this is for the people who are avoiding spoilers. So
yeah, I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but
yeah. But the one last thing I want to talk about before we wrap this up here is just the puzzles. I just think that they fucking nailed it, dude.
Oh yeah.
And I know we were gonna. I kind of mentioned it earlier.
Even in the very beginning, when you have to move that statue around, that alone.
The statue at the beginning.
To like get them to tap the ground. It's when you use Lumos.
Oh! When you use Lumos to move the shit under the ice. Yes, so cool, cool. And
that already set itself up for intricacy.
Yeah.
The entire puzzles.
That's how I felt. I was like, oh, this is going to be a crazy game. But
this is gonna be fucking nuts.
You got to go try some of the Merlin trials. I think when we wrap this up, if you are going to be playing some for a little bit, go try a couple. They are the coolest puzzles. especially with the way that they're like animated and stuff. Like just the animations and stuff in this game, so Harry Potter. Holy shit! The stairs appearing underneath your feet in the spiral staircase. The when you teleport or use your dash or something like that, the way that your character like spirals into the fourth dimension or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so cool. Just the animations are phenomenal. And
Looks
when
like
you do the
Sonic
Merlin
rolling.
puzzles, it's gonna take you back. Especially like the first one is so simple. You literally just roll these like there's like 3 groups of like tiny little like they're like basketball sized like boulders or like perfect like round stones, and there's like 3 spots, and so you grab these 3 piles of rocks and roll them with your wand, and then you move them to a plate, and when you get them to where they need to be, they like stack themselves. Oh dude, words will not do this justice, but the rocks like stack themselves up in like this order, and you're just watching it, and it all is happening in the middle of the woods because the Merlin trials are just like random spots in the midst of the trees or something that you'll find. It's
Okay.
just so fucking mystical, dude. Oh, it's so sick.
Yeah,
If I think if you have a PS5 and you're gonna play this game, definitely play it on high frames instead of high fidelity.
right.
Because the animations are fucking so sick. You gotta be able to see that.
I can only
And
imagine
like
what
you
ray
just did
tracing
this,
is, though.
the room of requirement. When you
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
you get the room of requirement and everything gets sucked up into the ceiling,
Yeah.
that shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Those animations, dude, they're insane.
And you
Yeah,
can, like,
and
hear it,
everything,
like,
yeah, and
disappear.
everything is like tumbling upwards. Like gravity switches directions. All the furniture starts like tumbling up into the ceiling, and it just is like,
Yeah, dude.
and then there's no
and
furniture.
Then, like, you can make things so fucking huge, dude.
Yeah,
So
I know.
huge.
With editing your house or with your rooms of requirement, you can make furniture and stuff. You can scale it up, and they seriously let you scale it up in an incredible amount. It's like they expect you to be able to become a giant or something. It's fucking stupid. But I'll take it. Like you can get a chair and you can literally make it big enough for like 3 trolls to sit on that bitch. I don't know why. I don't know why they let you do that, but fuck it.
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty much all that we can cover without like.
I don't know.
spoiling anything
There's
crazy.
I mean, there's a lot we could cover, but we
Oh,
only have an
yeah.
hour, and we're trying to avoid spoilers. So
Yeah. So honestly, I think that's a good place to end it off.
yeah.
Um,
Call
fucking-
us the salesman for Hogwarts, but go buy it, dude.
Go fucking buy it. If you have it already, do it. It's so
And
worth it.
don't
Best bang for
listen
your
to all
buck.
the controversy or anything. That's stupid. I care
Look.
about all my fellow human beings, but I
Yeah,
also love
you're
Harry
not
Potter.
You're not
Like-
transphobic if you play the game.
Yeah,
alright?
you
You're
just
there
like
for
Harry Potter.
You
Uh-huh.
just like Harry Potter. And hey, if you are transphobic and you play the game, so fucking be it.
that's
You're
a
pushing-
coincidence.
That's just a coincidence, and you know what? You're pushing development for the game, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, at least you gave the right people your money. All right.
All right. That's it's a good place to end it off.
Yeah,
If you guys
comment-
enjoyed,
Tune in for the next episode. I don't know what we're
Yep.
talking about, but it probably won't be Harry Potter because that was 2
Yeah.
episodes in a row.
yep, that would kind of ruin the fluidity, but definitely subscribe, like if you want. Comment down what your guys' thoughts on Hogwarts is, and yeah,
Yeah, we'll see you
catch
guys in a week.
later.
Bye.
Gaboo.